Hello, hello, and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. Thank you for being here. And today we have work and career tarot, where we pick a deck or pick a card, right, with these fairies on top, and we look at what the guidance from spirit is towards our work and career. So we look at the general advice, we look at what challenges we have to overcome that become opportunities for us. And we also look at what to focus on or what those next steps should be. All right, so let's sit in a comfortable position, roll those shoulders back, and let's take a deep breath together to connect through the breath, ground, and center. All right, so let's inhale through the nose, hold for a couple of seconds, and exhale through the mouth, making that exhale longer. All right. Now, intuitively, just pick the fairy that resonates, the blue, the yellow, or the purple, or the deck that calls you. Ready? All right, let's get started. We begin with the blue fairy. Let's move this a little bit. And again, we have to tell the cards what we want, set that intention, shake them a little, and we would like guidance and advice um, towards our work and career, right? So, looking at what energies are around there and what is the guidance from spirit, we would like the general message, also the challenges that we can make into opportunities, and what to focus on, those next steps that we should be taking right now. And we say a prayer of protection in love and light for our greatest good. All right, let's begin. All right, two cards as the general message. Oh, I feel like a lot want to come out here. 3 for challenges that become opportunities, and what to focus on. They're jumpy, they want to talk. All right. Let's look at this general message for our work and career. So we have the Major Arcana 15, the Devil, and Major Arcana 5, the Hierophant. All right, so we have Major Arcana. Major Arcana versus Minor just means these are the greatest secrets, or what would be the greatest advice or guidance. That means that it is something that we need to pay even more attention to, right? And what is the devil and the hierophant bringing? Because they are two very powerful major arcanas, and sometimes they do not stand in opposite, but they bring very strong messages. So the devil here is just asking, when it comes to the principal guidance for our work and love life, and I'm sorry, not love life, work and career. It is saying, all right, how are you approaching your career right now and your work, right? What type of relationship do you have with your work, right? Or the projects that you want to bring into fruition? Is it one that it's are you doing things for the right reasons? And not only that, but the type of relationship that you have, is it that you are a workaholic? Is it that you do not care about work at all? So the devil is making you examine what is your relationship with your work and career right now, right? How is that feeling? So the invitation here is to really reflect on how you are approaching it. If you're watching this video, that it's it's targeted for work and career, means that you care enough that you want to make sure that either you go up professionally or that the project that you have in mind takes off. And the devil is making you ask and reflect on the type of relationship you have towards your work, right? How are you feeling about your work right now? How are you feeling? How does the energy feel at work right now? Are you feeling burnt out? Are you relaxed and happy there? Do you feel that the environment is toxic, right? Reflect on that. It's very important right now that you reflect on the type of environment you're in and your relationship with work. And what about the projects that if it's a project that you are launching or something you want to bring to light, the devil is asking, all right, why are you doing this? Is your why something that moves you? Is your why something that is constructive, or is your why something that is destructive? Or are you focusing the reason why something may not be taking off is because the reason behind it, the intention behind it, is not noble? So these are the questions and the reflection that the devil is asking right now. And how does the hierophant come into play with all of this? So the Hierophant is is usually about, let's see, in this case, is about traditional values or ways to do things in a more conservative manner, perhaps finding mentors, perhaps finding guidance, right? So when the devil is asking you to reflect on the type of relationship you have with your work or the project you're bringing into life, the Hierophant is saying, yes, examine that and then ask yourself if you are approaching it in a way that it is more than traditional, a way that you know the project will grow the right ways, or that are you doing things in your work that you know will bring you to success. All right. So examine all that, and then the approach to work and project should be more traditional at this time. All right. So this is the invitation. Look at the relationship you have with your work or the intentions behind your project. And the Hierophant is saying, right now, approach it in a conservative way, right? Approach your work, your project in a way that is true and tested, that it is more conservative, and even ask for help from a mentor, from somebody who can guide you get to the goal that you want towards work or towards your projects. Now, what are the challenges that can become opportunities? So let's turn them one by one as they are. The Two of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Magician. Look how beautiful this sequence, right? So the Two of Cups. So although it's in challenges or these opportunities that we need to look at, that they are very positive cards, right? So the Two of Cups is about partnership, and not only this, about choices made with love, right? And the when it's in the aspect of a challenge, right, or an opportunity, is like what types of partnerships or what types of choices are you making towards your work right now, right? It is suggesting that perhaps you are making choices in a very emotional way right now. And that's an opportunity. That's something you need to overcome. That it's not about making choices that are coming from such an emotional place, right? The Queen of Pentacles is saying, instead of making choices or looking for allies or partners and doing things in an emotional way, you have to remember what is the goal when it is about work, right? Is it about going up in your career? Is it about bringing a project to life because you're looking for extra income, for extra security? What it is needs to be approached like this queen would, nurturing the project, nurturing your work, but at the same time with very clear goals and leadership type of position, not making choices, not making decisions, and not looking at allies or partnerships from an emotional place. And the magician is just a reminder of that the power to make something succeed really at the root comes from you. So the way you approach the challenges you face, the way you can have a clear head, a clear goal, and use the resources around you to make it happen, right? So this is what the main message is not making decisions or looking for partnerships or making choices from an emotional stand, but instead with a clear goal, a leadership position in which you understand what is at stake and you take a powerful position. You nurture your work, you nurture your relationships at work, but not making choices from emotion. Remembering that you are the one that has the power to make something succeed and fail by the way you approach it as well. Okay, and now, what is the next step right now that you should be focusing on? And it's the Empress. And the Empress, very similar to this queen that we got here, is that feminine energy that nurtures, that brings things to life, that makes them grow, right? And the Empress is just saying, right now, put your effort into growing what it is that you're trying to grow at work. Really put effort, put nurturing, attention, time, care, right? Make it thrive, right? The energies are on your side for that, but you need to have the action that follows. So let's recap really fast. The devil invites you to really examine your relationship with work or with the project that you want to bring into life. What's the intention behind everything, and how do things feel? And the Hierophant is saying the approach should be more moderate, more conservative, even getting advice from a mentor at this time about it. With the challenges and the opportunities that you're facing, is that maybe you're making choices or you're letting your emotions guide your choices or how you choose a partnership too much. Instead, you need to be more of a leader, take more of a leadership position, more of a powerful position, have a clear goal, and remember that the way you approach how you handle these challenges is what can make it succeed or not. You have the resources. It's about having a clear goal and a clear mind of where you're going, right? And the Empress says the next step to focus on is really making the goal, either the work that you have or the project, thrive by dedicating time, attention, care, and just caring it for it as if it was a little baby that you wanted to succeed. All right. So I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you get notifications about the daily shorts or the weekly videos. All right. And remember, I offer private sessions that can be done remotely from anywhere. So reach out. Now, let's look at the yellow fairy and what are the messages towards work and career that for those of you who picked this deck. All right, so let's look at the main message and also the challenges or opportunities that are brought forth and what is the step we need to take and to focus on. All right, so we would like guidance for our work and career, main message, also the challenges or opportunities we're facing, and what to focus on for the next steps in love and light for our greatest good. Ooh, they are jumpy too. So they bring us messages. Right? Very straightforward here. We got one card for each instead of the many cards we got on the other one. So main message comes from the Nine of Pentacles. Success is in the air. And that is what it's saying, right? Success is in the air, this Nine of Pentacles. So energies of success are in the air for you right now. And the main message here is to focus on that, right? And to reflect on these things. What does success mean to you right now? And how, when you look back, how do you recognize what you have been successful on, right? What are the steps you've taken that have made you successful? So right now, success is in the air for you. Is the Nine of Pentacles, is the materialization or the manifestation of the things that you want towards work and career, right? Because this is what we're focusing on. So just little questions for reflection. What does that success look like to you, right? And also is looking at what do you feel has made you successful in the past, right? That you can keep incorporating with this momentum and energy of success that is around. All right. Now, for the obstacles or opportunities, we have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is, again, a card of momentum, of things happening quickly. But when it's in the position of challenges, obstacles that can bring opportunities, is, are you spending enough time? Are you slowing down, right? To the point of making sure that success is what's happening. Are you slowing down, or are you going through work or through things just not paying attention because either you want to be done with your day, you want to be done with your task, and you forget the why behind it, or where you want to go in your career, right? Are you just flying by too fast to be done with your day? Are you slowing down to make sure that there is a good foundation towards work, that there are good relationships with the people at work, that if it is a project that you're working on, that you are taking inventory or care of the little aspects that make your project successful, instead of flying by doing things just because it's a tick that needs to be done on your task. The day needs to be done, certain things need to be finished. Because this card is just saying, examine how to slow down, because maybe you're going too fast and not taking enough care of things, or paying attention to what will make this success come. That is a slowdown, right? And what about the next step? What to focus on? And here we have the Devil. Don't be scared of this card. I know it looks scary for many, but no, the Devil is when it's in the position of the next steps to take, is simply to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, right? That you are not putting everybody else needs in front, but to the contrary, that you are also being a little selfish, but in a good way. And also, it's to this card always makes me think about unhealthy attachments to people, to places, or to situations, right? So when it's bringing you advice, it's also letting you know, make sure that the relationship you have with your work right now, it's not toxic, in the sense of watch out for burnout, that burnout is not there. So that's why you need to be a little selfish and take care of yourself. Make sure that you're practicing self care, that your work, your career, or your project is not your only focus at this time. But be a little bit selfish in taking care of yourself and making sure your relationship with your work is not a toxic one. All right. Quick recap because this deck, for those of you who picked the yellow fairy, came with very straight messages, right? So the Nine of Pentacles says, okay, success is in the air. Examine or reflect on what does success mean to you, and knowing that there is a momentum around being successful. Think back. What has made you successful in the past that you can be implementing right now to make this momentum stronger, right? And when we look at the obstacles you're facing or the challenges you're facing, is that perhaps you're not slowing down and taking your time to make sure that you are building what's important for your project or for your career right now. So maybe it's going way too fast on um, doing tasks, going through the day, but not looking at what's important. So relationships or building the right work ethic, whatever it is. It this card is saying slow down because your biggest obstacle right now is how quickly things are you're going through things related to work. And the devil, as the next steps and what to focus on, it's saying you focus on self-care, focus on having a healthy attachment to your work, not making your work or your project your entire life, right? And also making sure that you really care for yourself right now. Watch out for burnout. So make sure that you are putting your health and your well-being as a priority. All right, I hope you liked it. This deck was like very straight messages forward, and only one card came out. And I hope you liked it. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and if you want us to look really more in depth at your particular situation, right, with your work and career or with any other aspect of your life, you can reach out or go to my website for more to make an appointment for a private session or buy a pre-recorded reading so we can look at your situation more in depth. All right, let's look at the purple fairy for those of you who picked this one. Okay, let's see what the messages are. We loosen them up and we set that intention that we would like the main message or guidance for our work or career. Also, look at the obstacles, challenges that we face, and those opportunities that can come from those, and what to focus on those next steps. And in love, in light, for our greatest good. All right. Main message. And to here for the obstacles and challenges. And one very straight for what to focus on. So let's see. All right, we have again the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles, it's just such a beautiful card because it reminds you of how caring for the things that you're bringing into life, caring for things and making sure that you spend time and care on those can make it grow, right? But at the same time says have an authoritative position, be a leader, right? So what's the main message here? The main message is that right now the energy is called on for you to be a leader, either in your work or by building or while you build your project, right? So but you don't do that in a way that it is more masculine or more aggressive or more practical, but you do that by mixing being caring, being kind, making sure you nurture your project, you nurture your work, you nurture the relationships around it. Is that very feminine approach at the same time that you are a leader, right? So it's about mixing those two. You do not have to be too harsh. You do not have to be only practical and logic. You can be intuitive. You can be caring. You can be kind. You can be soft. And you can be a leader too. And you can be very assertive too, just like this queen. And this is what this queen is asking of you right now. What about for the obstacles you're facing? Oh, interesting. The other queen. Obstacles, challenges, and how to turn them into opportunities. So here we have the Queen of Cups, right? And it's interesting because we're talking here about how one can be nurturing, loving, kind, and still be a leader. But in the obstacle says, however, however, do not be too emotional. All right. This queen is very emotional. And this queen that is more practical, right? At the same time, that has that feminine energy, that intuitive energy, that caring and loving, but is practical. And it says, okay, there is a fine line here between this queen and this queen, right? They are both intuitive and loving, but one has more of a practical approach, the other one has more of an emotional approach. And says, keep your emotions in check, right? Remember, be loving, be kind, be intuitive, be caring, but keep your emotions in check at work or towards your project, right? And the Nine of Wands says it's important to focus a lot on work, in the sense that if you're being too emotional because you're focusing on other things like the relationships around work, what other people are thinking about you, or the project you're bringing into life, it's not about this. It's about your work. It's about knowing that that it's an energy of the nine. So it's knowing that success is always around the corner, being able to bring something into life like you want, but not by being emotional, by being practical, loving, and caring. And what is the next step based on all of this? We have another nine, but the Nine of Swords. Interesting. You got two queens and two nines. And what is the Nine of Swords as the next step to take, or what to focus on? So the Nine of Swords is saying be practical, but do not stay in your head. Do not let your thoughts bring you down right now. Do not stay too much on your head. Be practical, take steps forward, but do not overthink. So it's about what to focus on is taking steps forward, not overthinking things too much. And because if we overthink them, sometimes they can imprison you and you end up like this figure. So this figure says, to be proactive. Do not stay laying down in bed thinking about all this. Be proactive. Do not think too much right now. And together with the main message of this queen is about being practical, caring, loving, not too emotional, right? And focusing on the work and not letting past disappointments bring you down, not letting these thoughts bring you into thinking that you're not capable. Take action. Do not stay back right now. Take action. Have a clear purpose and be a leader of what you want to do, being very practical, using your intuition and your loving care without getting too emotional. Again, very straight messages we get today from the tarot. Very straight. Now, If you want us to look at your particular situation, please reach out because I know these are general collective readings. So take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. That's always helpful. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. You have the power to make it into a great project or go up in your work, whatever it is that your main goal is right now. Okay, brightest blessings.